we are recording now. That would have been fantastic. So I don't need to worry about recording on Twitch because it will record itself. ConnectCast, you actually have to go click a button to do it, which is... Okay, let me do the tweeting. So any questions before we go for it?
I'm good.
All good? Okay. All right. Okay, we are with... I love saying 5-time Iron Champion. I love saying that so much. Because it's like, oh yeah. There. Okay. We are now live. For episode... It's episode 5, yeah? Episode 5.
Yes.
Come on, chat. Or twitch.tv/stonegrasp. Not stone. Okay, I think that's good. And tweet. That's done. I want to put you guys up there. Actually, Skype video looks okay. Okay. For me, because remember how I was saying it was choppy if it was me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I can see you.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty
quite
good.
smoothly.
Okay. Where's the clicking? Oh, there's Leeta. She's in the chat room. I miss her. So I'm gonna say a little something. I won't, nothing like, but I don't want to make her cry or anything, right? So okay, we do have that going. We got that going. I think we're recording, we're streaming. I see the recording too, which is good. So I'll put that over here. Okay. So what I'm probably going to do is when I start playing the intro music, I just ask you to mute your stream or mute your mic, and when we come out of it, you should be able to hear when we come out, and I'll start to talk, and then we'll be off.
Alrighty.
Okay. Where's that clicking from? It's not me, is it? Okay, there's my show notes. Okay. Today, I didn't do this. Today's podcast episode number XX. What day is it today? Saturday, December 11th?
12th.
12th, see?
I tried saying 12, but I had muted myself,
Ah.
But I'll mute myself again.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start going. All right, so mute your mics and all that, and we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Iron Man. Bloodthirsty. Pacifist. You're listening to the WoW Challenges podcast, the home of the Iron Man Challenge. And here are your hosts, Stone and Leeta.
Hello, and welcome to the WoW Challenges podcast. That was better at podcast episode number 5. Today is Saturday, December the 12th, 2015. I am your host, Stone. Today, Leeta could not be with us. However, on the bright side of things, she is recovering nicely. We all miss her very much, and we hope she will be back with us in the new year. Joining me today as our co-host today again is Rogueslayer. Rogueslayer, thank you for coming along, and how are you doing?
I am doing fine, and in honor of the current event, I am sipping in real life a cup of hot apple cider.
Awesome.
And today also we have 5-time Iron Champion Ferre. Welcome, Ferre. Thanks for coming and having a chat with us.
Thanks very much. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, Ferre, tell us a little bit about yourself, the player behind the characters.
Well, I am a retired scientist, consultant. I live in the Seattle area, and it's actually stopped raining for a while, which is a nice thing. We've had a very windy, rainy week, so I'm glad to have power today.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I've been playing WoW for a long time. I'm married. My husband also plays WoW. He's tried some of the Iron Man challenges, too.
Has he been as successful as you have?
Excuse me?
Has he been able to get many irons?
He actually has a Pacifist at 22 right now.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So how long have you been playing WoW?
I've been playing WoW for almost since the beginning, about 11 years.
So you're
started
a veteran.
Wow.
A couple months after launch.
Oh, wow.
Nice. And how long have you been participating in the WoW challenges? And how did you get started with that?
I think I started my first Iron during the Valentine's holiday in 2012. I had read about the challenge on a forum post somewhere, and actually thought I'd give it a try because it sounded like a lot of fun. I started with a druid, night elf druid.
Nice.
Got her as far as 61 before
Your
I died.
first one?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
I lost her to a Naga in Zangarmarsh, which I never go back to visit again, ever. They put me in an ice tomb, and I just sort of stayed there.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
my goodness.
Was that back in
yeah, I was
Cataclysm?
hooked, so I kept going.
Was that back in Cata?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you've completed it 5 times, but overall, which one would be your favorite to play? Do you prefer Iron Man, Bloodthirsty, or Pacifist?
I play the regular Iron Man for the most part. I do have a Pacifist. She's in her, I guess, mid-40s now. Druid.
Nice.
I just don't have time to play everybody. I don't really see me as a bloodthirsty player because I don't like to grind. If I have to grind to finish a level, I count out how many of the mobs I'll actually need to kill and make it a mini quest for myself.
Oh my
I need a goal there. I can't just keep going and going and going.
So you said your first one was a Night Elf Druid. What other classes and races have you tried, and what's been the best for you?
Everybody, almost everybody has been a Night Elf.
Okay.
I really like Shadow Meld. I tried a
Nice.
human paladin. I got to about 15 once, and a human mage who's currently in her mid-30s. She's practically a de facto pacifist now because it's so hard to kill anything. She kites things around a lot, but yeah, she doesn't have a lot of spell power. She does holidays and Darkmoon fairs and things like that, but I don't see her really finishing.
Oh.
But I've played druids. I love druids, both normals and irons. Priests. I have an iron priest. And I tried a monk a couple of times, and now I have a rogues.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm on my 3rd rogue.
So, okay, so you say that you've got your 2 druids, right? Wait, you've got 2 druids?
I have 2 druids and a priest, yeah.
So, which one are you planning to level up next as far as the Iron Man?
Well, actually, I'm working on 2. I have the 2 100s who are retired until the next expansion. I have a 94 druid who was my backup. She hit 90 in the last expansion as well, toward the end of it. And she was a backup in case something terrible happened when I next tried to level to 100 on the first druid. Since nothing bad happened, I just kept her at 90. Now I'm pushing her along. And I'm also trying to level the rogue. She's about 43 right now.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
So of all these tales and trials you've taken, what's your fondest WoW Challenge Toon memory or story?
That would be Ferrenis, my first 90, my first 100. I think the best time ever was when she dinged 90. It was a Valentine's Day holiday time. We dinged in Darnassus. I planned it there, invited people to come and join in the temple of Asyluun there. When I turned in a gift to Tyrande. So a number of people who, well, they're still in the guild now, but we weren't in the guild at the time, I guess, joined me there, and some non-iron people, some people who had tried iron and decided it wasn't for them. We had about 8 or 9 people there for the little dinging party. And it was really a wonderful, like, camaraderie kind of experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So what was one of your worst ways of dying, or you know, like one of the ones that you're just like, oh god, well, why?
I got shot by a Messingwary guard.
Oh no!
One-shotted. The first thing they made level 90, I think. I had no idea what hit me. I must have tab targeted. It wasn't pretty. It was a little monk. My first try on a monk. I had bad luck with monks. My other bad dying experience was a monk. But that was really my fault. I died of greed. I tried to get a treasure, and I was under level for where I was. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I was about 69, and I was trying to get a treasure in Zuldrak. And I was sure that I could grab it and get mounted and out again before anything got me, but that was not true.
I can do it. I know.
So I died of greed.
Well, there is somebody saying that, you know, why would they put the level 9 IND guards in Northern Stray and Goldthorn, right? Because you have
that's a good question.
Like, and it one-shots you, and you're done. And it's like...
I don't. Was it to prevent PvP people from killing off the guards? I don't know.
So, what do you think? Which zone overall do you think is the most unfriendly to any kind of age challenge Toon?
Right now, in this expansion, Hellfire Peninsula is really unfriendly to everybody.
I've lost a character there.
Yeah, it's the mobs hit really hard. It's hard to get yourself to a high enough level to be safe there because the experience has dropped off so much in Azeroth by then. You try to get into 62, 63. On the rogue that I tried as my first rogue, I was lucky because I had Brewfest and Halloween to give extra experience to get me through those early 60 levels. Unfortunately, I lost her just before 68. Ran into an unfriendly horde guard in Zangelmarsh.
That's so high. It's
yeah, that hurt. That hurt. That's the first time a horde guard has killed me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so Zangelmarsh or Hellfire is not friendly. I think on low levels, the second half of Red Ridge is pretty unfriendly to everybody.
Yeah, I've heard of Dead Ridge.
Yeah. I don't like Stone Talon. I don't go there either. I just have bad feelings about that. The mobs seem kind of dense, and I don't really enjoy it much, so I stay out of Stone Talon.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to try a WoW Challenge Toon for the very first time?
Oh, boy. Read the forum or join a guild. Talk to people. Benefit from everybody else's failure.
Yep.
Ask lots of questions. Prepare to be patient. you need to change your play style, whether you think you will or not. You probably will have to change your play style.
Yeah.
You can't take on as many mobs as you thought you could on a normal.
So related to that, do you have, say, 3 helpful tips or tricks for doing it?
Yeah, have an escape plan before you shoot anything. Know how you might get out of it if it goes bad.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, plan whether you can shadow meld or vanish or run away, whatever it takes. Second would be don't play when you're really tired. Getting those last 2 bars before you go to bed is probably a bad idea. I lost one. The highest level one I ever lost was 86. No, 80. Sorry. She wasn't quite the highest. But I took on a rare in Solazar Basin. I thought this should be easy, no problem, about 4 a.m. Yeah, it was really easy to get one-shotted.
Yeah, I got hit by one of those. One of those devil swords.
He was not friendly at all. Feared me before I could even root him or anything. Yeah, my usual motto at that point with my druid was, if you can't root it, don't shoot it.
That could be a show title right there.
There you go.
Someone needs to write that down. If you can't root it... Oh, wait, what? If you can't root it, don't shoot it.
If you can't root it, don't shoot it.
If you can't root it, don't shoot it. I like that.
I guess my third tip would be more applicable maybe when you get a little further along. Let's run a scout. I always, once I'm past 60, I have a scout of the class that I'm playing who is usually a dead iron, somebody who's died, and I bring them along in parallel, just level them on the side and try out new things with that. I don't hit a boss or a named character without testing it on the scout first. That gets really critical in Draenor.
Oh yeah.
Everything you do there is hazardous.
Yeah, I
so
think
try it out first.
Like I think I've heard a lot of, like on my side, there are people that roll a character, and when it gets red flagged or something, they will actually delete it and re-roll it. And you know, it's not just you, but we've always said keep it as a scout. You know, you want to use the name as your iron, but at some point, you know, if you really want to make it to your level, you need a scout, and you need to not worry about all these names and having it be a certain name. If it dies, you know, it sucks, but keep it, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I think on my rogue, I was running out of slots. I didn't have any more character slots on Wormrest, so I actually remember that I had a very, very old rogue on another server. So old that she only had 1 spec, so
nice.
She had an empty non-spec slot, and I bought her some white gear, and she was about the right level, around 50, and so I just use her on that other server as a scout when I need her. I'm not going to level her anyway. It's just an abandoned server, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's worth it.
All right. Well, awesome. So now we're going to just each take a little time to say what we've been doing lately. So, Stone, what have you been up to?
Okay. So I deleted all my irons, even though we just finished saying don't delete your irons because use them as scouts. My irons were low. Okay, so you know, they weren't higher up and all that kind of stuff. So I deleted my irons only because I wanted to re-roll them on Wormrest Accord, so that I could level with the guild. And that's one of the things I did want to do for a while. And I, you know, when I first began to do my iron stuff, I was on another realm, right? And I've decided to remove those. And because they were low level, I didn't really care about them. So get rid of them. Let's start from scratch and roll with some good people.
We're glad to have you. That's great.
Yeah, and I like seeing guild chat, and it's not just normal guild chat. It's Iron Guild chat, which is which is awesome, right? So
It really
gets,
is.
it gets me more into it too. So I leveled up. Let me see. I have a Death Knight, Druid. I've got it sitting at level 55, just building up rest XP because it's such a grind. I don't know if I'm gonna actually try it again. It's silly. Druid. I've got a mage, a monk, a paladin, priest, and shaman, all at low levels. Basically, I've been streaming it on Twitch when I can. And eventually, like, I'm going to hit all the classes, so I still have about, how many do I have there? 4, 8, 4, 7. So another 4 classes right now to do that I will eventually add. And I'm randomly playing them too, so just to keep it fresh, so I'm not getting used to and getting myself put into a zone where, I think I feel good, and then I don't want to put myself in that zone, because then that's when you die. I'm leveling up a warrior in Convert to Raid, and I actually raided with them for the first time. So I raided with somebody that wasn't I know it's not Iron Man related, but for me it was a big thing because I met these people. I met them at BlizzCon, and being able to raid with some of them was just, was good stuff. And I've joined another group, another raid team for Sunday. That is like perfect time, and I'm just looking forward to it. It was just good to be able to raid with people that, they're good folks too, right? So, just reading over my notes. So I'm doing Recruit a Friend with Rykter, so we're leveling in Convert to Raid as well. So I'm working on healing as a druid. For me, I'm not really a healer guy, so it's been interesting. I think it really helps having my heirloom gear, and the leveling is like so fast. It's because when you do Recruit a Friend, it's like plus 300%. It's like crazy fast, like crazy fast. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about was that we were doing a podcast last week, and I think a person named Alminia told me about an add-on called Cross Realm Assist. And I've been using that to basically jump around from realm to realm and farm the Warbringers in Missipendaria because they drop a mount. Well, they drop 3 mounts, and I am very much a mount guy. I love my mounts. So being able to jump from realm to realm, at first I felt kind of like a schmuck a little bit because I just jump in a group, mob's not there, I quit, and they're like, "Hey, what's up with this guy?" But apparently it's accepted now. So if you open up your group and you have it as, and you have your group marked as auto accept, apparently people know people are going to jump in and out, and that's okay. So now I don't feel quite as bad, and I actually got one of the green mounts. I was really on the first day.
That's great.
It was like, holy cow! I was like, this is great, and then ever since then I haven't been able to get any. So, and Deathwing continues to not give me his mount. I want the Lifebinder's hand. I want the Binder's Handmaiden. It's dropped the Blazing Drake for the 3rd time on hard. It's like speechless. You've dropped the same mount 3 times. Can you not just give me the hard one? Like, I'm here on the correct mode. I got it. I'm not screwing up, but it doesn't drop. So that's it for me. Ferre, do you want to give us, what have you been up to, like, last 3-4 weeks or so?
I iron for the most part. I lost that the rogue at 67 at the end of Halloween, so I started another one, and I'm working on leveling her. Also working on leveling the 94 slowly, because the early 90 levels are just a grind. You have to do dailies until you're blind, if you're not a hunter, maybe. I don't know. Other people might be able to do more quests, but the quest experience in Pandaria is so low for the risk you take I'd rather do the Tillers dailies and the dailies for the Cloud Serpents and things like that until I can get to the point where I can go to Draenor, which would be 60 or 97 probably.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you're basically farming daily quests from 90
Pretty much,
to 97?
Pretty much in Pandaria. And I don't do a lot. I figure if I get 10% experience per day, that's doing well. And I'm in no rush. I've been there before, so this is a backup tune. I'll just bring her along and get there when I can.
Oh my goodness.
I do have some normals that I play. I have I guess my only really geared one is a 100 Resto Druid. I'm a healer from way back. Usually a druid healer, but I've healed on pretty much every class. I don't raid anymore. I used to raid. Really burned out on that, and so I just don't do that. I quest with a friend. We went through the whole Tanan jungle thing and got all the the war-torn gear or whatever it is that you can upgrade with Apexis crystals, and did all that. So she's pretty much maxed out. I play around with the garrison missions and the naval missions and things like that, but mostly to get gear for my other alts. And then a friend and I started a pair of baby normals. I have a rogue and he has a druid, and we're leveling without heirlooms. Just taking it really slow, maybe less than an hour a night.
Okay.
And my goal was to see some of the quests that my irons never do.
Yeah.
Things zones that the irons don't like, or quests that I stop because they're too hard for irons. So we've just been having fun. He'd never quested through some of the zones post Cataclysm. So it's all new for him. And we're just having a good time with it. That's pretty much all I've been up to.
Cool.
Awesome.
Rogueslayer, what have you been up to?
Oh, I've been a little of this, a little of that. The last week, I actually played one single tune, which is so unusual for me, but it was fun. And she was a level 100. She's actually a tune I boosted up. So it was kind of fun because the previous 2 weeks I was playing other tunes. I was trying to level, or I was doing challenge tunes. I was being careful with them. So it was kind of freeing to have a week where I was just, hey, she can go do whatever she wants. She can put on whatever she wants. She can go herb and mine and kill this or kill that. Oh, she died. That's okay.
Nice.
But I also did do a bunch of challenges. I haven't killed anybody still since the last time. I don't think. I think when we talked last time, I had killed some because I had a fever, and it was kind of like playing when you're tired. I was just like, oh, I need to uncover Galen's Fall. This is an Alliance tune. Oh, I had to get this a little cook ban. Yeah, you're dead. So my new rule: don't play when I have a cold. But my other tunes they're in their high 20s, low 30s, except for Iron Crazed, my night elf hunter. She was in her 50s, and I've been being so careful. I'm trying to listen to myself. All these tips I hear and I give, I've been trying to do them, and I got her up to 60.
Nice.
And, yeah, so I right away went and got her flying and everything, and I've just been zone dancing with her. This is green, I'll go over here. This is green, I'll just over here. And what you were saying before about, it's hard not going to Outlands because I went back, Ungoro was still green. So I'm like, oh, I'll just stay here. Oh my God, I was playing for like 2 hours and I had gone up like 1 bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, forget this. I'm going to Blasted Lands.
Yeah.
So I went to Blasted Lands, but since I do have flight, I went ahead and followed the Outlands, there's the go to Outlands quests. So that I at least got those. That was like, it's just nice to see a little bump at XP just for turning in a quest,
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've been over in Blasted Lands now, and just doing, it's moving along. It's not super fast, but it's not driving me crazy slow. But she's hovering up almost to 61 now, so hopefully we'll get her up there soon. But that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Oh man. So I just as a word of warning, when you go into Hellfire, it's the cannons, those fell cannons. Just they will hit you. It doesn't matter how far away.
They'll just
Even
hit
if
you.
you start to run, sure, you might get hit once, but you would think that you might get out of range of it being able to fire again.
Yep.
No. So
I don't do them. I stay away.
I would not do those again. I definitely would not go up on that shelf because they're all packed up there. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And pay. I know to pay close attention to any approaching fell reavers.
Oh yeah.
Could you
When you hear that,
Could you imagine your iron gets killed by a fell reaver?
Oh, terrible. So that's what I've been doing. So there's stuff going on in the world of Warcraft itself. So we have just this week entered into Wintervale.
Yep.
So Stone, what's up with Wintervale and Challenge Toons?
So Wintervale does run from December 16th to January the 2nd. It was the same as last year too, apparently. So we're on. So it starts, I think, Wednesday.
Yes, I jumped the gun. I said we're in it because I'm sitting here sipping my cider, so I feel all Wintervale-y, but we're actually not in it yet.
Beer yet. I will have beer after the show. You are presents. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll try to get through it as quick as we can. So there's presents. You are allowed to unwrap everything. Any toon, you're fine. You can use most of the things that come out of it because most of them are toys and transmog items. There are some exceptions. So you can't get the miniature Wintervale tree. It's an epic dagger. That's a no. Before I go on, so basically I sourced this from Wowhead, even though that they hadn't updated their stuff for this year. From what I could see on Warcraft.com was that there wasn't anything new, like anything like, oh my god, or oh my gosh, like new, like we have to get. So I don't expect the info that we give you right now to change a whole lot. I will put out a blog post on the Wednesday. Okay. So after the Epic Dagger, which you can't use, the Winter Garb hats are not going to be allowed. They are green. And I have previously made exceptions for gear that does not give benefits, but we're going to put a hold on that until Legion, because we're expecting Transmog to work on white and gray gear, and if that's the case, then I don't need to go and make these exceptions, and it does make things more complicated on my side. I'm also cutting down a tree too. So, it might get you red flagged actually, because I don't know, I can't remember if I actually looked at that. So, we're also, the hats only drop in dungeons and raids, and there's a very, very low chance that it can be a world drop. So if it is a world drop, if you still get that, you don't use it, please. You are allowed to use these socks because they are white, or white level gear. So the Wintervale cookie gives you a buff, so it's off limits. The roast and the eggnog are okay because they don't let you have a buff. Though, and these actually drop off the presents as well. The mechanical Grinch is off limits. It's only 3 uses, but it's kind of an aid that's similar in function to the glider and shield and all that stuff. So we just don't use it.
All right. But something you can do is you can go kiss the winter revelers. That gives you just some cosmetic things to apply. The mistletoe, the fresh holly, the handful of snowflakes. So go spray your Blasta Banaka and kiss the revelers. Transform into a little helper. That's okay. Makes you look like a gnome. No in-game advantages. Snowball fight. That's okay. You don't hurt anyone. You don't knock anything down. So go have fun for all.
So there are crafting recipes that are available on your iron. Obviously, you can't get them, and your bloodthirsty you can't get them. But for pacifists, you can, and you can use them to level up your skill in that trade skill. So for cooking, there's a recipe for hot apple cider. You can craft it. but you can't use it. It provides a buff. So there's going to be a lot of the stuff that you can craft, but you can't use it. But you can sell it, so more gold for you. Tailors, you get a pattern for green winter clothes for Horde, and red winter clothes for Alliance, and a green holiday shirt. You can't wear the clothes, but you can sell them. And you can wear the shirt, though. It's white. Leather workers, you get a pattern for winter boots and gloves of the Great Father. You can't use it, but again, you can sell it. Enchanting, you can enchant weapon Winter's Might. It provides a spell power boost, so we can't use that. You might try and hawk it in trade chat, saying, hey, anybody want this? I can, give me 100 gold or something.
The winter boots pattern might actually give a white item.
Yes, actually, the winter boots do, and you are right, because later on, I think I changed it, saying it was okay, but she's on the ball.
I've had lots of
No, it's good. No, and yeah, I know I mentioned it after that the boots were okay. I just didn't change it here for leather workers.
I remember selling them a lot.
Damn.
Awesome. Good catch.
Did you make lots of gold?
Yeah.
Nice.
They sell pretty well.
So for blacksmithing, you can create a Edge of Winter. It's a green axe, so again, you can't use it, but you can sell it. Alchemy uses you can craft an Elixir of Frost Power. So number 1, it provides a spell power buff, so you can't use it. Number 2, it's an elixir. Please steer clear of them, please. And we'll get into that after.
Just say no.
Yeah, no elixirs. Engineering, you can get a schematic for Snowmaster 9000. It's okay to craft and use. It's a toy with no in-game benefits.
Cool. Now, as far as quests, all the quests should be okay. It didn't seem that anything stood out as giving you a buff or anything. The daily for killing the Grinch is allowed if you want to risk it. I personally have had non-challenge Toons just die,
explode.
All of a sudden, you're just dead. So if you want to try it, live on the edge. There may have maybe a mount that comes, but Stone, in his exhaustive research, was unable to find any references to it.
Yeah.
So if someone has info, let us know.
I thought it dropped a mount.
I've never known it to.
No? Okay, maybe it's just one of those things in my head that I'm like, oh yeah, it drops a mount, and no, it doesn't.
They're always changing things, but I've never known it to. Yeah. So when it comes to food and drink, for the holiday food, most stuff is okay except for the things that give buffs, which would be the sparkling apple cider, the honeyed holiday ham, the gingerbread cookies that we mentioned, and eggnog and apple cider. I'm not sure about those, whether they give you buff food or not, but I'd worry about them.
Yeah, they give spirit.
Stam or something. Spirit.
Yeah.
Man spirit, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I avoid them. For pets, it's fine to collect all the pets, but again, doesn't mean that you're allowed to participate in pet battles as an Iron fan. There are 2 new toys available: the Crash and Thrashin' Killdozer and the Crash and Thrashin' Flamer Controller.
Rawr.
I can see big fights in Ironforge here.
Oh yeah.
The achievement of Iron Armada will now be completable by collecting all the Crash and Thrashin' toys. So, hey, go for it.
Nice. And speaking of achievements, Merrymaker, which is required for the Long Strange Trip achievement. 'Tis the season. You need to equip clothes, which is okay. Boots, which here it is, are okay.
See?
And hat, green quality, not okay. Yeah. And eat fruitcake. Since Stone has made no exception, or the challenges in general have made no exception for the hat, you cannot complete that one. Frosty Shake, use the Wintervale Disguise Kit and slash dance with another snowman in Dalaran. The kit is blue, but it's a toy and does not give advantages, so it is allowed. Now, as far as the somewhat inappropriately named bros before ho-ho-hos, you choose to use the mistletoe on a whole bunch of NPCs, that's all allowed if you would choose to boast about that. Now, Falalala Ogre Law, which is changing your mount by using fresh holly. I love to do that. But then do the Bond Them Again quest in Blade's Edge Mountains in Outland. That is allowed if you are of a sufficient level that, good on you. You've gotten there. You can do it. He knows if you've been naughty, which is log in and obtain a gift from the Wintervale tree in Orgrimmar or Ironforge between December 25th and January 2nd. Open all those presents. It's allowed. Let it snow. Use handful of snowflakes on the 10 specific race class combinations. Sprinkle away. It's allowed. On Metzen, complete the You're a Mean One quest to save Chris Metzen the reindeer. It requires you to defeat the Grinch in Hillsbrad. Well, you have to loot the stolen treats, which I personally have done, even though I just arrived and the Grinch was lying there dead.
Absolutely.
It's allowed if you can survive. Scrooge. Throw a snowball at either Blaine Bloodhoof or Muradin Barnesbeard. Allowed, should you choose to attempt it. Let's see. Simply Abominable. Awarded on completion of You're a Mean One, quest to save Metzen, which, as we mentioned, is allowed. So apparently you get 2 achievements just for doing that one quest.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like, wait a second. There's 2 achievements here, and you say complete You're a Mean One. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. Hey,
Sure.
take it. So, Wintervale Gourmet, you have to cook gingerbread cookie, Wintervale eggnog, and hot apple cider. Only pacifists are allowed to cook, not allowed for other folks. But pacifists, go to it. Don't eat them, though. With a little helper from my friends. Get 50 honorable kills while transformed into a little helper. Technically allowed, as you can get the kills from outside battlegrounds. But really, good luck with that, because, you'll probably be telling us about how you lost that toon PvPing.
Sorry. So there are some non-Merrymaker achievements. The first one is the Danger Zone. So you use the flyer to shoot down another player's toy, which is allowed. Probably in Ironforge as well. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on there. I guarantee you, on December 25th, it's going to be nuts. Like, just all these little robots trying to fight and fly. And so the other one is a caroling. We will go don the gaudy Wintervale sweater and carol in 4 enemy capital cities. So number 1, it's not allowed because the sweater is green and just plain ugly. And number 2, have fun going into the enemy capitals, because why, on your iron, I don't know. The third one is BB King. Shoot the enemy factions leaders. Again, it is allowed if you have the toy. There is a blue or green item. If you equip that, you will likely get flagged. However, again, don't go into enemy territory, please, because you will cry. And Crashin' and Thrashin' is the last one. Use your robot to crash into 25 other racers. Completely allowed. Have fun. Take them all out.
Awesome. And finally, in the Wintervale holiday news, New Year! On December 31st, pick up a quest to bring you to Stormwind or Thunderbluff. And there will be free booze all day. And perhaps Booty Bay, rumor has it, maybe having a party. Neither Stone nor I have ever been there, so we don't quite know what happens there. But potentially it sounds like the guards can start fights. Ferre, do you have any experience with this?
No experience at all.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I read somewhere that it's like that you can get another quest that will send you to Booty Bay as well. And the guards, it was written in a way where it said they are not, they're not helpful or something. So maybe PvP is on, and they don't help, right?
Wow.
So because usually if you PvP in there, you will get your butt kicked by all of the guards, right? Too. So.
The bruisers.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to check it out, don't do it with a challenge tune. Yeah. Go check it out with another one of your tunes.
Well, you can go do it. You can go do the Ponder Bluff one, because that's,
Yes.
I mean, sure, but the
Yes,
rest
but
of
the
it,
mystery
don't
in
go to
Booty Bay.
Yeah.
Save that for your more valiant other ones. So what's going on the site news, Stone?
Okay, well, let's start with the good news, is that we have a new iron. Yeah. Boneless is actually owned by Lysan. He's our first Horde iron this expansion.
Really?
Yes. Everybody's been Alliance. And by that he's also the first Forsaken. I think he was Forsaken, right?
Yeah.
He already has 3 Iron Champion titles to his name, so this will be his 4th. So he played a hunter as well. So this character was a hunter, and it went petless.
Speechless.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, when you get to the point of them, and this is you, Ferre, because I hold you guys up there, and for people that are listening and can't see it, I'm way up there, and it's like you need other things to keep yourself to it. So he decided, let's do petless, and he found he was actually doing pretty good with it. So he's like, I think I can make it, and he did. And so Listen also opted out of doing dailies and focused solely
blows
on
my
regular
mind.
quests. Anyways, he's so from the level 10 and level 100 times damps, he went 34 days, 42 minutes, and 27 seconds. And he shows that his slash played is actually 9 days, 17 hours, 31 minutes. Like, what?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. So we finally managed to get an FAQ section up. Yay! Woo! I said I was going to do it eventually, and we finally got there. So it is primarily aimed at Iron Man, because really that's what we are. But we will add stuff if we get many questions on the other types as well. So we have posted them up on our website and also on the forums, and it will change. So we're going to say right now, we've added 2 changes already. So basically, we added an item for the WoW token. You can buy the WoW token on your Iron Man with gold to use for game time. Absolutely. If you've got the gold on your Iron and you want to buy the game and you want to buy it for game time, sure. You are not allowed to buy your WoW token with real money and sell it in-game for in-game gold on your challenger. That's no. Mm-hmm. We also updated the FAQ for Goblin Glider, the Stealthman, the Shieldtronic Shield, and the Mecha Blast Rocket. They are not allowed, and for some reason, I don't know why. I could have been drinking. I don't know. But I thought I read somewhere that everybody was okay with them being used. So that's why I added them up there saying they're okay. And when I posted that, it did, everyone's like, whoa,
What?
Back up. And so we had a little talk about it for about a week and just seeing what everyone thought. And yeah, I did bad. So we've changed that. They are not allowed for sure. I just wanted to mention about videos. I love watching them. I love watching all the streams. I love watching them on. I love watching them on YouTube. I want to add as many as I can, but it began to get to be too much because I was adding each one. And what I'm asking now is that if you're gonna do if you want me to list your video on our website, if you can add it to like a playlist of some kind that is only Iron Man or something, please give me that link, because that would make my life a lot lot nicer, because then I don't have to go back in and change the episode number and when you last added stuff in there and all of that. So it makes my life a lot easier. That's for sure. Okay. Gear checking. Uncommon, rare, and epic items were not being checked by my code to allow for mistakes and give folks benefit of the doubt. Basically, people would put on a piece of gear and like, oops, oh no, crud, it's a green one, get rid of it, and you're good. As of December the 5th, this has now changed. So we will allow for one gear slot to be put on. You need to remove that ASAP. If you equip more than that, you will be red flagged, and I won't change it. I can go in and change stuff, but for this, I'm fairly clear here, because otherwise everybody will be asking me to make an exception, and that will be a nightmare for me. Basically, Death Knights don't have this rule applied to them, because when they are rolled, they come with a full set of greens. So right off the bat, they would be red flagged. And if somebody wants to try that, yes, it's not one of the original classes that you can level up with. I thought it was okay to make the exception, because we have removed Death Knights from the main lists, and to be honest, if somebody makes it to max level with that class, yes, it's hard, but I would not be giving it as much fanfare as if you went from 1 to max. So, and it's also possible that in Legion, Death Knights will be yellow flagged again anyways, like they were pre-Warlords. It really depends on whether Blizzard will give us a method of removing specs, because if really to start from level 55 and move on and you have a spec, if you can manage to get it without dying and follow all of the rules, I'll still yellow flag you. It won't be a red flag, but it won't. It's not the same. So rare and epic cosmetic items, once equipped, must remain equipped when the character is logged out. If you are looking for that item if we are looking for that item and we don't see it, we can't make the exception, and your character will get red flagged. So we're looking that you did put on something that was epic, and we are going to look to see if that's actually on you. If it's not, you're going to get flagged. You need to show that. The overflowing purple Brewfest Stein is a rare item from Brewfest, has been added to the exception list. I'm not a fan, to be honest, of making these exceptions. And when Transmog comes in Legion, I'm really hoping that as an Iron, you can get your white gear transmog to anything you want, and I can take out all this exception stuff, because it's just to me it does make things that much more wonky for when I have to go in and fix fix something, because I'm more concerned with making sure I don't break anything for everybody else that has been okay. And anytime I make an exception, now it looks okay, but it's not too hard to do it now. But when I start to make those changes, it's always, I'm not the best coder, so I'm always afraid that I'm going to break stuff. There is a rule clarification. Basically, we've added more wording to the Elixir rule. You are only allowed 1 Elixir use per quest as it's required. Basically, when you think we're going to use the Drakuru's Elixir as the example, you need to use that only once per quest, and that's only once to turn in each of those quests. If the elixir runs out before you're finished the quest, you should abandon the quest. The limitation is in place basically to prevent folks from being dinged for elixir use, but also to help curb XP elixir use. I didn't have it in my notes, but I actually did make another change that applies to this. Okay, if you use Dracuur's elixir, and it is your most used elixir, and you use it more than once for that, just the one quest, that will be okay only the one time. We can check to see what quest you're on, and if your most used elixir applies to the quests that you've done, then we will allow the extra uses. However, if you then go on to another quest that requires a elixir use, and you use that more than once, now we start to run into problems because now your most used one is something else. And we can't do the math. Well, we can. The math doesn't work out, and you will get hit for it. There is a forum post that you should go check out for more info on it. I have the math all there and all the things and stuff. Okay. See, I told you it was like, that's why I wanted you guys to do the Winter Veil stuff, because oh man. So Pacifist kill rule. There is some discussion on the forums about whether or not we should ease back the kill requirement for pacifists. I would say so far it's looking like no. That we should keep the total kills at 0. However, possibly for give or even ignore critter kills. To me, total kills being 0 is a critical part of it. I mean, when I think of a pacifist, I think of somebody that has not killed a thing and has leveled up to max and has not died. That's what it is to me. On the other side, though, I'm not sure what I would do about critter kills. If you want to have your say, I'd say go to the forums. I think it's stickied. And tell us what you think. Basically, we have 3 options for it. Leave it as is. Basically, you are not going to be allowed any critter kills, which I prefer, because as a pacifist, you need to be careful with what's around you, and accidents do happen. It sucks, and we'll talk about somebody coming up very soon about how much it sucks. The other option is to let you have a number of critter kills, so like maybe 10. Just as a oops, that's okay, or completely don't even look at critter kills and take critter kills out of your total kills. So if you've got 20 total kills and they're all critter kills, then you're still okay. To be honest, like I said, I prefer it as not killing anything, but I will listen to what everyone says, and so far I think it's a toss-up between leave it as is and allow a handful. So I like I said, my preference is leave it, because it makes it hard, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be tough, and things happen.
And it's supposed to be pacifist. I mean, you're pacifist, you're not killing.
Yeah. If you killed a squirrel...
Exactly.
By accident, oh man, but now you're not a pacifist. You have blood on your...
Right.
On your hands, on your feet, on your mouth's hooves.
Yeah,
wings.
Whatever it is, you killed it.
Ferre, do you have opinion on this, or?
Yeah, I think I posted on the forum. I'm definitely in the camp of no kills, no regular kills.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer no critter kills, but on the other hand, I remember reading about someone who got a critter kill when the shrine on the Timeless Isle exploded and killed something.
Yep.
Boy, that hurts.
Yep. Yeah.
So the little exception for one or two critter kills might be justified. I could live with that. I'm really not fond of killing anything of those, but yeah, that's the first time I'd heard of that happening.
Well, and I think I would be okay with doing a yellow flag with up to like maybe even 10 kills or something, and
that could work.
And then red flag after, because we don't really have a whole lot of yellow stuff on Pacifist, I don't think. So, but we'll see what will happen. There's one person I'm going to point out at the end of the next section that is affected by this. And it's not because of this person that this came up. It's actually because of somebody else said, like they had killed a critter, and they were like level 45 or something, and was asking me about it. And I think they posted something up on the forums, and enough people began to talk about it that I'm like, okay, let's just make a thread and talk about it here and discuss. So the next section is our Iron Man report kind of thing, where we say who's leveled up and who's died and all this stuff. So, wow, excuse me. The Iron Man, leveling up for Iron Man, you need to be at least level 70. We had it at 60 the episode before, like episode 3, but it was just too many folks that we have to bump that up. So we're started off at 3 Cuts is now level 72. Deidre Van SS is level 75, and actually his name is Never Died backwards. So for the longest time, like Deidre Van, what the heck name is this? But when I spoke with him in the guild, I was like, how do you pronounce your name? He's like, it's Never Died backwards. I'm like, I'm such a moron. I never saw it. I'm looking at this.
I didn't see it either.
Deidre,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Suak is level 80. Iron Val is level 82. Fariona, not 84. You're 94.
Actually, that's wrong. I'm 94.
Yeah,
I've
you're
been
94
since the beginning of the expansion.
Wow. And we got our level 100 Boneless is at cap.
Yay!
Wow. It's like he's our 10th. Yeah. I think Azzy was 9th.
That could be right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's our 10th. And that's like the whole expansion. That's how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
So Bloodthirsty, the minimum is level 30. So we've got Rare Hunt Coop or Co-op. I hope it's not Co-op. Level 30. Actually, so as a little segue, little thing, we were discussing, could you do a level team of a Bloodthirsty and a Pacifist as a party, and let the Bloodthirsty go kill everything, and the Pacifist mine and herb and do their stuff, and the Bloodthirsty would get XP from shared mining and all that, but the Pacifist would get shared XP from all the kills. We tried it out, and no, the Pacifist actually gets a...
If you're grouped, you get tagged with a kill.
Yes. Yeah. And we tested it just to make sure, because I'm thinking, oh man, that would be a way around it, right? But no, you can't do it. So you can try, go for it, but you're not going to be able to. Okay, so carrying on. Level 34 was Doranad. Okay. Chinukawaki is level 37. Bent Grinder from Dalaran is level 42. Ferrule is level 43. That's you, right?
No, not me.
Ooh.
That one's not me.
Oh, okay.
No Bloodthirsties for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Bent Grinder from Skywall is level 45. I think it's the same person. I think they're just rolling it on 2 different realms, and one's like a scout. So I'm just... and then there's Moto Hayaku, which I love that name, is level 52. And Deidre Ven, his Bloodthirsty is level 72. So Never Dies Bloodthirsty is level 72. Maybe that's what I'm going to say from now on. Because I can't do Deidre Ven. It always screws me up. So Pacifist, level 30 is also the minimum. So we've got Avantra is level 31. Anthria is level 35. Arcanaya is level 52. And No Harm is level 61. So for the Honored Dead and Flag, I was actually thinking not to kind of add this because, I don't want it to make it feel like we're making fun of them or anything like that. But I want to add it in there because I think if they've gotten to that point and they've been flagged for some reason or unfortunately died, I think we should still give them the credit because they've managed to get to that point. So in no way is this trying to make fun of you or anything like that. It's actually, I'm giving you props because you've managed to get to a point where lots of people don't.
Yeah, it's like in memoriam.
Yeah. So we have Never Give Up, died at level 78. Iron Olo, level 79. And our friend Druidster and Nelfster, he's got 2, died at level 90.
Ouch.
What? I'm going to have to bug him about that. For Bloodthirsty, we have Eversmash, died at level 36. Currency, I wasn't really sure about her character. I actually checked her out. She's got a whole bunch of, or him, I'm not sure, but it ends with an E, so I assume woman, bad stone. But level 39, I saw lots of deaths on it, so I wasn't sure if the character died at that point and then just carried on and played other stuff and then kept dying. But this is where Keracy's tale ends, is at level 39. So Iron Grinder K died at level 63. Oh. That's isn't that 5 Irons character? It's somebody I know. Man. So
I've seen that name a lot.
Yeah. Pacifist, level 30 is again the minimum or the cutoff. Pacifist is level 33, got red flagged or died. Grumps, level 46. And Tenerite, level 92, has 1 critter killed. So, I want to make a point to say that it was not Tenerite that brought this whole pacifist thing up. It was somebody else. But you can see that if we were to allow even yellow flag, at least they could still get up to max, possibly still yellow flagged, right? I think it was Tenerite that had the Timeless Isle explosion.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Which it really sucks, and we're going to get into some other stuff that really sucks too, because if this happens to somebody else, they're going to get flagged for it. You'll see. I think, that's it. I've done a lot of talking, and I'm ready to stop now.
All right. Well, let's move on to letting the listeners do some talking. So we have emails and social chatter. So everybody who's listening to this, you can ask us anything, questions about the challenges, share your tips or tricks, or just warn everyone about potentially disastrous areas or quests or something. So just, talk to us. So first we have from Twitter, Asyluun. He has a tip for the next show. Wait till full health before vendoring health potions. If you accidentally click, it can't be used.
Yeah. So
there you go. I'm pretty sure that if you have a vendor window open, you can't accidentally take anything, but it's a good precaution to have anyway.
Well, what he's saying though is that if you got that vendor window open and all of a sudden they decide to walk away from you,
good idea.
And then it closes and you're about to sell it, and it's like you use it. It's like, oh my god. And then you're done, right? It's like, oh, come on. So this wasn't really submitted by Lisanne, but this was posted on the forums over the last 2 to 3 weeks ago. So basically, he posted about his about his iron that he actually just got up now. He was leveling it up in Vashir at level 87. And he ran up against a solid wall bug from the quest Looking Forward. So apparently the quest can bug out, preventing you from going in and completing the quest. I'm not actually sure about which quest that is. So basically he made a ticket, and the GM gave him the item to complete the quest, which doesn't help because he can't get into the area to actually complete the quest. He created another ticket, and this same thing happened. They basically gave him an item to complete the quest, and he can't complete it because he can't actually get in there. So he makes a third ticket, and then he basically gets this response saying, "To fix you up, I went ahead and hopped on your character. Hope you don't mind, and started the missing quest for you, Visions of the Past, the Invasion of Vashir. All you will need to do now is turn this quest in to Wave Speaker Tulra. You'll be back on track and able to finish up the rest of the zone." I thought, oh, well, that's nice. Okay, well, he fixed it. The next part goes on. I also went ahead and provided your character with a set of gear. It's not the best the game has to offer for your level, but it should help you while leveling. So
sad.
So more or less, they basically replaced all of his white and gray gear with greens.
Officious interference.
I mean, trying to be helpful, but okay. And moving forward, that would red flag you, because if it's more than the one item, you're done. And there's, for Listen, he's been around for a long time. So when we had that problem before, so this is why we made the change, was because we didn't know who this was, and all of a sudden we see Boneless made it up to max level, and we see 14 uncommon items equipped. Like, okay, buddy, maybe one or two. And then we realized, and then he said, "Hey, what's going on? It's me." And we're like, "Oh, see, I didn't associate the two, right?" And because it was him, because I trust him enough that I know he's not going to lie to who was that. And he had this put up about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And when we saw it, we're like, "Oh my God, like, geez." So I removed the red flag on him. Because I had put on a red flag saying, "You have gear equipped, man." Like, no, sorry. And so because I knew it was him, I actually removed the flag, so he was back to being green flagged. And we made the change, though, so that moving forward, I think it was from December 5th, if you equip more than one piece by accident and even if someone's being helpful, you're going to get flagged. And hopefully GMs won't do that in the future. I don't think this person knew what he was trying to do. They're probably just like, why are they in white and gray gear?
Right.
Why? What's going on?
Yeah, other Iron people have had to request help getting through that wall.
Oh, yeah?
In the past, yeah.
Oh,
no
wow.
GM has ever kindly provided.
Kindly.
But it might not be a bad idea that if you have to submit a ticket, also put, "Hey, sometimes I know you do this. Thanks, but please don't."
Yeah.
Because I know one of the options that one of the irons was offered was, "Well, you can just die and get through the wall on the other side." Like, no, that's not going to be an acceptable solution to the problem.
Uh-huh. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so if you have to file a ticket requesting a GM to possibly touch your toon, definitely explain that you are doing the Iron Man challenge, you are not permitted to die, and you're not permitted to equip any gear other than white or gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just be safe that way.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So there's a third one. So Wingstar sent us Twitter questions. Ferre, do you want to take
Yeah.
these? Okay.
Do you really level first aid on an Iron Man? Yes, absolutely, I do. couple of reasons. One is I use it, particularly if I run out of food and I need a quick health boost between mobs, and I don't want to run back and find a vendor to buy food. I rarely use it in fights, but at higher levels, yeah, I do. And especially, I think, on the rogue, if I can blind them and bandage, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I was thinking, where would you stun them enough to? But then, I guess rogues can do
blind or stun or something. Also, you get one quest every month from the Dark Moon Fair that gives perfectly good experience for doing the first aid quest.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Every month. Once you're level 75, you can do that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's worth it. I mean, if you're a pacifist, you have to buy the cloth because you're not going to find it in the wild by mining or herbing. But
dang, that's right.
You can always buy it on the auction house.
Jeez.
So you just don't buy it during the Dark Moon Fair because everybody jacks up the price of land. Why do you always do the same quests? I'm probably one of the most guilty of that. I do have a fairly set routine of going among zones for quests that I know are safe and doable at various levels. That's probably why I do it. That way I don't have to scout again.
You want to leverage your experience. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many times can you go through levels 1 through 40 and want to keep doing new things? I mean, no. I'll just keep doing what I know works. I have a couple of alternatives. I mean, I might do Loch Modan, or you might do Blood Mist or whatever, but not a whole lot of variation there. And at higher level, you have no choice anyway. Your zones are pretty much fixed. You have to. I don't think you can get away without doing Hellfire. I think you have to do it at some point. I skip it usually and do a little Zangarmarsh first, but I usually come back to it because I need the experience. So yeah, that's why I do the same quests. Do you only go after rares? I know some people do. That is not my strategy personally. I do rares if I think I can kill them safely. But
I think Bent Grinder actually leveled up, only killing rares up to level 60.
Really?
Yeah, I remember somebody doing that.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And it was because of him that we actually had to decrease the kill count because he wasn't hitting the kill count, and because he's getting tons of XP for all these rare kills, and it's completely okay to do. So I had to lower it down just enough that you can still kill rares and still meet the kill count. It was like, I think he died. What was it? 62 or 63? Was it 63? So he stopped going after rares, and maybe he should have kept going after rares. So
I think it gets significantly harder once you hit Outland. The rares get harder.
I don't think there's tons of there's not lots and lots of rares like they added in Cataclysm, right? I think Outland, because Outland's the oldest
there
stuff.
aren't too many.
Yeah, there's not tons, so I think he didn't have any choice. So
yeah, Northrend, some of the rares are pretty hard, and Pandaria, they're really hard.
So I'm going to ask. So I'm just going to the chat room here. There's 2 questions that I wanted to bring up. One was by Tavik. What will you do when Legion comes out, and will you start out with a spec? As far as we know right now, you will start out with a spec. Blizzard knows. I've made many inquiries to different people that all say we've told them. So they know that I am looking for a way to turn off the spec. And for me, as long as you can turn that spec off at level 10, I'm good. You can start off with a default spec and level up from 1 to 10, and I'm good with that. As soon as you hit level 10 and put your character on our website, there can't be a spec. And to be honest, I say, why not? Because if you can turn off XP gains, why wouldn't you be able to turn off a spec too? I don't know how much work is involved to remove the spec. They say it's a lot of work, but I'm crossing my fingers. As it stands right now, if yes, you would have a spec. I would imagine it would make leveling a lot easier up until level 100, and then when you get into Legion stuff, good luck, because now the mobs scale with you. So
That's so scary.
it's yeah, we're gonna have lots getting up there, but actually getting to 110, I think it's gonna be harder than ever, because the whole point, one of the key things when you level up is killing green things. And they're like, and that's 7 levels lower than you, right? Max.
Yep.
Right.
And I exploited that.
Yeah,
to
and
the max
now
in Draenor.
Now good luck with that. So we'll see how it goes. The other question is, am I allowed to use an add-on that will automatically throw away potions and such?
Sure.
I guess. Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, it's not aiding you in combat, and that was one of the rules, was, no combat aiding, which I don't really know what you would use for that. And back in the day, no quest help, but that's built into the game now. So that rule by itself it should be gone, but I keep it in there just in case. But yeah, you should be able to. So basically, correction, an add-on that will make it so I don't loot potions and such. I guess. I won't flag you for it. If you have an opinion, post it on the forums, and we'll see. And if it's a big deal, we'll talk about it on our next show. And speaking of which, I can't believe we're there. I had 12 pages of stuff, and we're at the end of page 11. Man. Okay. So our next show is going to be Saturday, January the 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or Sunday, January the 17th, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, or Leeta time. We will be covering Lunar Festival, and Love is in the Air will be coming up. And we'll be joined by Lycan from Pwnecast. I was like, I met him at BlizzCon, and he's been doing Iron Man stuff, and I'm a big fan of theirs, and he agreed to join us. So yeah, so that's going to be our next show.
Nice. So speaking of people joining us, Ferre, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Very, very
Can you tell everyone where they can find you should they want to get in touch with you?
Yeah, probably. Well, there's 2 ways. If you happen to have a character in-game on Wormrest Alliance side, you can usually find me in the Iron channel there, or in the guild chat. Just go in the channel /Iron, and glad to chat with anybody. Also the forums. My character name there is Ferrestella, Ferrestella, and you can leave me a message there. It's probably the best way to get hold of me.
Cool.
Awesome. And everybody, you can contact the show by email, podcast@wowchallenges.com. Also, facebook.com/wowchallenges. And you can check out the show on youtube.com/wowchallenges. And remember, come catch us
live.
No,
it's WoW.
I Challenges 1.
1, and it's important because the other one without the 1 is actually a challenge mode gold leveling thing, and I was like, oh man, like it's actually being used. Like,
that's different.
Man. Yeah, but it's
so
different.
go to youtube.com/wowchallenges1, like Rogueslayer 1. And remember, come catch us live at connectcast.tv/stone.
Whoops, it might actually be twitch.tv/stone. I didn't change the notes. I'm sorry. That's my bad. You can find me on Twitter at WoWChallenges. Also on the Rykter Scale and Azeroth Uncultured podcasts. Those are on Twitter as well. You just search for them, you'll find them. And Rogueslayer, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Rogueslayer1. And on Tumblr, I'm rogueslayer1.tumblr.com, and on the CtrlAltWoW podcast.
So, big thank you, Ferre. Thank you for coming. I know we were supposed to on episode 3.
Yeah, I
can't remember. No, but I'm glad we finally got you here because
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Thank you.
5-time Iron Champion.
Yeah,
amazing.
bow down.
Yeah. Rogueslayer, thank you for coming in and filling in for Leeta. But like I said before, I feel like you're part of the group. So
Awesome. Awesome. And shout out to Leeta that she is feeling better quickly.
Yeah, and get that, like, we miss you.
Yes.
And big thank you for Mark Conan for making the intro. You can find him at Mark Conan WoW on Twitter, and as well as the co-host of Torn Think Tank. He did it for us. Said, "Oh, I'm not going to make you pay anything." I wanted to do it, and he did a great. It was cool. He did
it's so awesome. We're all rocking out to it.
Yeah.
Dun.
And I think that's it. So that's it. I guess say goodbye, and we'll see you next time. All right.
All right. It's been great.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
The WoW Challenges podcast is a World of Warcraft gaming podcast produced by Stone and Leeta. Copyright 2015. WoWChallenges.com. Portions of this podcast belong entirely to Blizzard Entertainment. The music used for the show belongs to Kevin MacLeod, and you can find more of his great stuff at incomnitech.com. No copyright infringement is intended.
Okay, that's a show. So we are still live, but okay. So show titles. What was that?
I really liked what was it? If you can't
root it,
don't shoot it.
Yes. It's a druid title.
That is amazing. Okay, if you can't type either. Can't root it, don't shoot it. It's long, but I don't care. It's good.
It rolls off the tongue.
If you can't root it, don't shoot it. So that went pretty good. It's only an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah. It's
What?
awesome.
I thought it was gonna. I told my wife we're gonna be about 2 hours because I was looking at the notes just build up and build up. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be so long. And then I looked at my section being long, and you guys can't talk. You guys can't talk about it, right? So that's got to be me. And it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, it's so long.
Well, it must have been a lot of short sentences that were entire paragraphs, but not a lot of words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of returns in there. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all
Alrighty.
good.
Well, this has been fun.
Twitches looked good. I think we might. I might just stay here, but
Yeah, it worked well.
Connect Cast was good to me, but it just seems like it's timing when we do the show. It's like, boxing seems to everybody's on there and it lags it out. So, I want to stay with them because they did help me out, but if I can get Twitch to work, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah,
'Cause everyone's
absolutely.
on Twitch, right? So it's one of the widely used things. I guess I got to do all the. Well, I'm supposed to go get not completely drunk, but somewhat. I was supposed to raid after this, but I'm supposed to go see a friend now. So, and family and friends come over to take precedence over WoW. So, my wife should be coming back soon. I wonder if she's watching. I don't know. She might be watching, and if so, she'll probably be on her way. No messages. All right. So we got her.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Great.
All right. Cool.
Fair, thanks for
thanks for
coming.
letting me guest, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming, Fair.
Yep. Have a nice
Yes.
holidays.
All right. I will catch you all later.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Cheers.